SA Crypto, South Africa's largest blockchain community and news outlet.
Welcome to this edition of the SA Crypto video podcast. It's day 2 of Blockchain Africa 2019 in Johannesburg. With me is Richard de Sousa, founder of one of South Africa's oldest crypto exchanges, AltcoinTrader. Richard, welcome to the show.
James, thanks very much for having me on.
Tell us about the origin story. What got you involved in crypto, and what made you want to start an exchange?
No, going back to 2013, I was an avid crypto trader. I was also a coder. And understanding those two technologies, coding and trading, the obvious next step was to start a crypto exchange. But there's a more important factor around that, and that's the fact that when I realized what Bitcoin was and what cryptography was and what cryptocurrencies were, I was so excited about this technology, and the main drive was to bring crypto to the community. So it was a long journey, and it started initially very slowly with a couple of minor investors, which very soon pulled out. As the technology went through its highs and lows, even back in those days.
Wow.
And then very soon we realized that we needed to get this out, because in South Africa, we were falling behind. I put my head down to the grindstone and started coding the exchange.
Wow.
It took much longer than expected, but 18 months later, we were out. We had a platform, basic as it was. That was early 2014, AltcoinTrader was started.
So you started coding in 2013, and you were public by 2014?
Correct, yeah.
Wow. Did you use any examples like Bitrex's platform, or were you getting some source code from somewhere?
Well, AltcoinTrader was coded 100% from scratch. Okay, so there was no open source code used. There was no. In those days, it was difficult to get exchange software. So
I can imagine. That's what I'm asking.
It's 100% custom coded from scratch. As I said, when it started, it was reasonably basic, and it's built up over the last 5 years. To say that there was no inspiration taken wouldn't be correct. At that stage, I had traded a lot on Mt. Gox. They still have a couple of my coins, which I'm hoping to get back at some stage.
So any Mt. Gox developers or employees, please help Richard out with his original Bitcoin.
Me and millions of other guys that want our coins back. But I think that a lot of inspiration was drawn from an exchange called BTCE.
Yes, I remember BTCE.
Yeah, which is still going. They've rebranded and they've changed names after a couple of incidents. But a lot of inspiration was taken from there. But that was more visual. It was nothing as far as coding goes or the underlying infrastructure.
What's the vision at the moment? I mean, obviously South Africa is very regulatory heavy at the moment. There's a lot of talk about regulation. What is your vision and plan going forward in preparation for the next bull run and market reversal?
Okay, well, we are very strong believers in the next bull run. But for us, it's more than that. The price is only really one metric of how you can determine the success of a project. So if we start to look at things like every day there's more blockchain wallets, I think we're quickly approaching 40 million. The hash rate is increasing every day. The amount of transactions is increasing in it every day. So people are very price focused. And if they were focused on the fundamentals as opposed to the price, they might be more optimistic about where this technology is going.
Sure.
So having said that, we believe that getting crypto out into the community and getting people aware and getting people involved in crypto, because it has a lot of positive advantages. In some ways it's going to relieve poverty. In other ways it's going to enable business. It's going to stimulate the economy. And these are the visions and the things that we are very excited about getting out there. So AltcoinTrader's got a lot of things which we're planning on launching in the next couple of months. Some of them are incentives to incentivize our community and our clients to take on more clients and to trade. That probably will be our vision. 2018, our vision was to get as many coins on the platform as we could, obviously credible coins, but going forward we've got a lot of other innovations which we're going to be rolling out.
Are you allowed to share what those innovations are? Well, is it still embargoed?
Well, simply put, it's we're wanting to partner with the community in many aspects, and the obvious way to partner with the community would be with a decent affiliate program. They would help people to spread the word and become evangelists for crypto. And by doing that, we'll take some of our marketing budget and use that to incentivize people through affiliates. So affiliate program is one of them. Also giving people a stronger solution and having AltcoinTrader do some other tasks in crypto that help people to adopt it and to use it easier.
Just tell us a little bit about your philosophy. I mean, we have joked privately about, your stance towards a libertarian economy and a libertarian society. Tell us about your stance, if you'd be willing to share that publicly, on what crypto brings to society in general.
Well, I think that as a species, we are sort of evolving to a point. And there's a story I like to tell, and I'll go through it very quickly. I've got a 10-year-old son, and one day I didn't pack him lunch, and I wanted to give him $100. And I was, son, don't let the other kids see the 100 Rand. Look after this money. Make sure that you don't lose it. And he turned around and said to me, hey, Dad, I'm old enough to look after my own money. So let's move that over to the community and to us as a society as a whole. The banks have always been the dad. You lose your password, they give you another password. You do something stupid, you can charge back your credit card. You buy something, you can get it back. We need to evolve to a point where we are responsible for our own money. So just like my son said, hey, Dad, I can look after my own money. As a species, we might get to a point where we say to the government, we can look after our own money. And there is no third party, there is no intermediary. So you've got to wear two hats. There are people that need to be protected, and there are people that are able to assume that own responsibility and all the benefits that come with taking on your own responsibility. So I would like to further the progress of our species, and I'd like us to take on responsibility as a new counterculture. So because we're sort of at a crossroads, we're going to have both camps. AltcoinTrader, we are going to continue to be regulated, continue to figure our clients, but at some stage we're going to have to get to the point where guys are going to be able to take responsibility for their own wealth, for their own futures, and for the way they go forward.
Wow, so a very progressive approach to economics in general from yourself and the AltcoinTrader team. I mean, look, we don't need to kind of assume anything, but I think what you're talking about is important, that people understand that crypto assets and blockchain technology brings a whole new custodian or custodiary option in society's wealth.
Absolutely.
Well, Richard, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck with 2019 and beyond, and we'll catch you hopefully in the not too distant future.
Thanks very much for having me, James.
Cheers.
SA Crypto, South Africa's largest blockchain community and news outlet.